Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be going through a little project of mine that is halfway completed. Well, when I say halfway completed, it's because this item is half of the project, and another item I'll be showing you at the other half of this video is the other half of the project. Some of you might be wondering what this is, and I'll let you in on a few tips and tricks. Well, this model itself is listed online as a 1 to 12 scale. So normally the scale we use in model trucking is 1 to 14, 1 to 16. So normally I'll just skip. But then I have this habit of going around with a little brooder toy man in my pocket when I visit shops. And then I saw this model and I decided to just place the brooder man and compare the scale. And I found out that it actually fits quite well in scale. So I begun to get a few ideas because looking at the model, it was a very nicely constructed one. The model is some plastic parts, but the whole chassis is in metal. It has beautiful spring leaf spring shock absorbers, which is very detailed. The front is metal, and quite a number of parts are solid metal. And this, for example, this and the shaft and the drivetrain, and the axles are also metal. And this attracted my attention because I thought, okay, this could easily be used for something else. Originally, it's listed, some places it's listed as a Amewi model. Amewi spelt A-M-A-W-I or A-M-E-W-I, depending on where you look. And other places it's listed as a HGP 801 or HGP 802 model. It's listed as a 1 to 12, but it's actually another scale, which doesn't surprise me. I don't know what these companies use to measure their scales. Anyway, it comes originally in military green or desert storm brown. You can see this is the original color it comes with. These are the parts of the back. It was originally a flatbed with retractable sides, which I removed. So what I did was I dismantled the whole model into the individual pieces, and I spray painted it with multiple layers in Caterpillar yellow and black for the chassis, as you can see. And it's almost impossible to see that it was a military model originally. And what I did was I got the idea from the CAT model A1 8x8, which is very similar to this model, and I decided that this will be a simulation of that. And it is 8x8 wheel drive. The model itself is about 75 centimeters long. It's about 25 centimeters wide, and beautifully detailed. As you can see, even the rivets are there, and the tank. It comes with the jerry cans, and if you lift this up, there's a beautiful electric motor that is disguised as an engine, even with a cooling fan. It's a pity they hid it. I was wondering how to make it obvious, because I don't know if you can see it in there. Anyway, you can buy a light kit for it, but I put my own lights. These are just LED bulbs. I put a rotating work light, and I made two lights here that will go on the rear. I removed the military flatbed, and I'll show you what I plan to install here. On the other side of the model, I put some tools and a bucket and some cables, like every work car. And as you can see, this is the front. Beautiful metal, and I made some decals. That's the inside, which is quite detailed. I added the trucker magazines, of course, in a few a few beverages, and then I installed a light and I put in the driver. Now the door is detailed with rivets. It has a latch to open it up, and you can see I applied my driver. All these decals I put myself, and of course my construction company. So this is half of the project, like I mentioned to you, and it's supposed to simulate a cat model A1 8x8. The steering of this model is actually very interesting. It's a 12 kilo servo that is that steers all four wheels at a go, and I'll show you how it works. And it's a cable system that pulls on all four wheels. I'd tip it and show you. I'll just pause the video. All right, the model is now on its side, and I don't know whether you can see, but there's a cable system, which I of course painted black, that slides this bar from side to side and pulls these cables, and these cables control the turning hubs on the wheels, which is actually an interesting system. I mentioned it has detailed leaf springs, and they are very beautiful and they work very well. The leaf spring shock absorber system. It's an 8x8 drive. That means the motors distributes all the drive to all wheels, all wheel power, and the quality of the tires are also very nice. Now I turn the model round again and demonstrate to you some things I've put. I did mention this is metal. You can see I did some little filing there with the Dremel, because I noticed that at very sharp turns the tire could rub on this metal, so I filed it a little bit down. And all these I applied myself, of course, as a few details. This is also metal. I just paused the video and turned the model back on its wheels. So the model is back on its wheels, and it comes with, mine came with a 7-volt 2S LiPo battery. I have put in a Servonaut sound module, which I put myself. This is just a step down transformer for the LED bulbs I put. And it also comes with its own 2.4 gigahertz remote control. Now, some of you are curious what it costs. Depending on where you find it, it costs a little bit under 1,000 euros for everything complete, ready to run. And the quality is actually okay. I use the 3rd channel for the sound module. And I wanted also to mention that the 3rd channel, which I decided to use for the sound module, was originally controls a little servo there, which is the gearing for the model. And you can go low gear with a lot of torque, or higher gear with less torque but higher speed. I decided to put the model constantly in low gear because of the function I want to use it for. All right, this is half of the model. If you're not bored yet, I'd introduce to you the second half of the project. Okay, so here we have the second half of the project, and it's a hydraulic crane. Some of you might recognize it in one of my earlier videos. This hydraulic crane has 1, 2, 3 swing arms and 3 extension arms. It's very nicely, interestingly built. However, I would make a note that these hydraulic cables are a little bit stiff and have a tendency to leak. So I've bought some better quality hydraulic cables from Germany, and I've changed some of them, and I'll be changing them all. This is, of course, the valves that control, the servos that control all the valves for the hydraulic fluid, and this, the other side, you see the hydraulic tank there, and that's the hydraulic pump in there, and this is the tank for the hydraulic fluid. So it also comes with this, the extendable stabilizing legs that are retractable, that go up and down. So it's a very detailed and a complicated system, which I plan to remove from this holding frame and mount this hydraulic crane on this model. The problem is I have the challenge is I have about eight channels, RC channels on this crane, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 channels on this. So we're already getting up to 14 channels. So I would have to make a combination of something that can control all the channels I want to use. And it's a little bit tricky when I'm very, very particular about which channels I use for front and back and steering, and some of those channels are also the same I'm particular using with a crane. So I have to make some kind of system where I can shut off the channel and use it for something else, and the same channel I use it for another function on the crane when the truck is not moving. I have a Taranis 9 set which I'll be using for the project. I just have to get time to code it into what I want to do. Well, this is a sneak peek of what it is. This is going to go on the back. I may make a little flatbed there, but the idea is it's going to lift items at my work site, containers and whatnot. Enough rambling. At the end of this video, I would leave links to video demonstrations, a little teaser I made earlier of this truck, so you can see it again. And I'll leave a link. I'd leave a link to this where I demonstrate this crane. And of course, if you enjoyed what you see, remember to thumbs up. If you want to see more of these type of videos, please remember to subscribe, as I will make a video when I've completed this project for you guys. Thank you for supporting the channel, and see you next time. Bye.